Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Red 7. How you doing? Today we're going over LordRichter's defense. He was nice enough to send it in, and he's got the Gamma team, or at least 4 of them, on defense. And so we're going to check this out for the first time and have a look. We grade on 5 different criteria: who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. We're starting off with team number 1 is the hero Asgardians. He likes the Raider. I do too, but I like Raider on Thor also. And I'm actually going to start recommending Fortifier on Sif. She's so slow with her attacks that you're not getting as much value out of that Raider ISO as you could. And she is an absolute nightmare if she gets that taunt going. It's really hard to strip it from her, and then you're just stuck on her, and keeping her alive longer with that barrier on her is the thing to go. So I want 2 ISO switches. Also, I prefer to have my Thor off to the side as far away from Sif as possible. That way, more other people are being hit getting the charges on Thor. It's splitting hairs, so I'm not docking you for that, but I am docking you for the 2 ISO changes. Also, alternatively, on Valkyrie and Mighty Thor, you can have them as Striker or Raider. I don't know which one is better. I think they are equivalent personally, so I don't mind either way. But definitely change Thor back to a Raider for the crit damage on all those AoEs, and I like Sif better as a Fortifier. I'm going to go B+ on that team. Team number 2, Heroes for Hire with the Red Guardian. A lot of people putting this in. We do have counters out there to this build, but they're few and far between. It's working pretty well. Placement on this is, yeah, that's a good one. I like that. See, Red Guardian forces you to not be able to... Basically, your Omega Red is going to get ability blocked by Misty Knight because of the Red Guardian in here. So you want to make sure that Red Guardian is not adjacent to Colleen Wing, because you can hit Colleen Wing with Omega Red. She'll counterattack into Omega Red and bring his health below somebody else, and then Omega Red won't get ability blocked. So that is a placement issue when you're doing the Red Guardian version of this team. But like I said, we got counters coming out for this, and we're going to see what that Mr. Negative team does, if they're going to counter this sort of thing, or if they're for something else. Honestly, I'm not excited about Mr. Negative team, but we have Striker on Colleen Wing. That's correct. We have Striker on Wang Chung. No, you need to change, what's his face? Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi needs to be changed to a Raider for sure. I don't like him as a Striker. I don't like that one bit. Fortifier and Red Guardian's great. Healer on... I don't like healer on Luke Cage. There's a ton of ability or a heal block going into this team, so that's not my choice there. And then Skirmisher on Misty Knight to make sure her ability block lands. Yes, that is correct. So I want 2 ISO changes. Otherwise, everything is A-OK on this team. I'm going to go B- here. We have... Axeman. Okay. It's a pretty traditional Axeman. I like the lineup. The placement's good. We need more skirmishers, though. From what I'm being told, at the 3.4 level, you've got to run Beast as a healer, and so people are switching him back from skirmisher to healer. If that's the case, that's fine, but I think on War Defense, if you have him as a skirmisher, lock that one in, and then change him back to a healer for raids. But if you haven't built him as a skirmisher and you're looking to get to that end game content, remember, always be building for the newest raid, even if you're not in it. Then I would make him a healer. That's what everybody is telling me to do. I haven't gotten around to changing him because I'm not even in the mutant lane yet. That's like the last thing I do. So I don't like Kitty as a striker. I want her as a skirmisher. And that'll work. So placement, ISOs, all good except for Kitty. So change Kitty to a skirmisher. You can leave Beast as a healer unless you have him as a skirmisher already. I would switch him back and lock that in. We're going to go A- on this team. It's decent. Throw it in on defense and let people waste something big on it. All right, here's that Gamma team we mentioned in the beginning. All right, Chad and I had a long talk about the ISOs on this team. And here's what we found out definitively. We know exactly what ISOs you should be using for each character. Here's the list. Brawn can be skirmisher or striker. She-Hulk could be striker or healer or fortifier. Hulk could be healer or skirmisher or striker. And Abomination should be a raider, with Red Hulk being a striker or possibly raider. It's up for debate, guys. It's way up for debate. Watch your content creators out there. See who's using them, who's having fun, and what power levels match your version of that character. See what they're using and what works the best and what doesn't work. What am I going to go with? I think I'm going to go on Braun, a skirmisher. I think he needs the skirmisher so that you can do the copy and clear. He does copy everything. There is not supposed to be a resistance check on that, but clearing all those positive effects, there will be a resistance check. And if somebody is going into this team, or you're going into somebody who does not have safeguard, you're going to want him as a skirmisher to clear those positive effects on that. It's one of his opening moves on offense. So I'm going skirmisher on Braun. She-Hulk, we like as a skirmisher for similar reasons. You need that stun to land. Now, I have a 7/7 She-Hulk. Other people have 7/7 She-Hulk, and she sometimes does not land that stun. Her focus on this team, even with the boost from Red Hulk will give them 60% focus boost, which will be huge and help them very much, is still not amazing compared to the resistance meta that we work in today. So I like her as a skirmisher for the focus boost. Hulk, I think, as a healer. And I'm going to leave him as a healer for the time being, but I will switch him over soon, probably to a striker. Taco Shooter is testing him out as a striker and getting very good results. A lot of people in chat were leaning towards the striker ISO on Hulk. Abomination is Raider. We all kind of like him. He's got that extra crit built into some of his moves. He's hitting a lot of adjacent characters. We like him as a Raider to put out more vulnerables for your Red Hulk as a striker, or your Green Hulk as a striker to go into, making sure there's lots of vulnerables on the field and such. The other choice for him was skirmisher, but it didn't seem like that was a popular choice. Really looks solid as a Raider. So as for putting Silver Surfer in here, he's plug and play, adding an ability block and stripping charges off of incoming traffic to this team. Also, it's a new team. Whenever there's a new team out there, throw them on defense. You always get DVs because people don't know how to go into it, or it'll draw in a much bigger team. Gamma slaps, guys. This team's amazing. There's a case to be made. We were joking about it, but there's a case to be made making this entire team healer. And just the sustain on him, the drain coming out of this team, it's amazing. So, I mean, it's a thing you could do just to, be a troll if you want. So Surfer is just a plug and play character. We don't have a lot of synergies coming out of this team just yet. It's very new, so I'm not docking for Surfer, but I know there's going to be better choices than Surfer. I'm not sure if throwing in a Scarlet Witch to extend those defense downs and stuff that this team puts out there is a good idea or even worthwhile. So many of these characters are putting out defense down and stripping defense up and things like that. So who knows? But yeah, it's looking like you're going to need to change one or two of those ISOs, maybe. We don't know. For the time being, I'm going to give you an A- on this. I think it's okay. You've got your taunts to the outside. That's a good choice. And then you got Silver Surfer protected there in the middle with that ability block coming out. One thing I do notice is that on this build, you have 3 strikers and 1 person putting out vulnerables. I don't think that's enough, so it's going to be lopsided. That's why I'm giving you the A- instead of a straight A for this team. We'll see how it goes. LordRichter, please send me your war histories on this team. I want to see how it performs. Moving on to team number 5. It's a YA team. Pretty traditional build here. The one thing I don't understand is why you're not speeding up Echo and instead speeding up Miss Marvel. I think the placement change is the way to go here. I think it should go Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel, Echo, then America Chavez, and then Kate Bishop. Or have Echo on the outside with Kate. But Kate Bishop and Echo are the ones that I really like to speed up. Sometimes I speed up Squirrel Girl to get to her cleanse a little bit faster, but whatever. We like Skirmisher on KDB these days. The resistance is so huge, you need the focus boost on her, and a lot of people like Healer on Squirrel Girl, but if you want to keep her a striker, that's fine with me. I don't mind too much. The big problem is you've got all your hero brawlers or whatever as striker, and then Miss Marvel is a striker also. You're losing out huge on that one, brother. You need to change her to a skirmisher if you're going to get those triple tap combos off the rest of the team. So let's get Miss Marvel changed to a skirmisher. Let's change KDB to a skirmisher for that focus boost. If you want to, you could change Echo to a Raider. A lot of people like to do that for that retaliation attack, especially when you're not speeding her up. she's not taking a lot of turns because it's so long to even get to her first one. So might want to consider that if that's the way you want to go. And then America Chavez as a raider, I don't even know what's going on with that one. I guess you're waiting for a big crit punch or something like that. So I'm really not a fan. Like, I see a case to change every single one of these ISOs. I'm going to go for a C with this team. Placement change, ISO change. Let's get that whole team fixed. Okay, team number 6 is your unlimited with Dormammu. Many people are in agreement that says if you're going to put Dormammu on defense, just put him on Dormhold. There's also the case to be made to spreading your defense out, putting Dormammu on a team like this, making it that much tougher, and then having Darkhold as a secondary team. So you got 2 really tough teams instead of one super tough team. There's a case to be made for either. I kind of like spreading things out, so I like this. I like having Dormammu here on this team, replacing Sunfire. Phantom X is not a crazy good character, but whatever. I like the placement that you've got. You might consider putting Rogue on the outside of Phantom X, because then you'll have splash damage coming off of Rogue and killing Phantom X, and then it's gap placement between someone who taunts and the rest of the team. I like keeping Gambit further away from the people who are taunting. He's kind of a hot target, always like retaliating whenever somebody attacks. Dormammu basically gives them the revive. This might be a 2-tap team. I don't know. There's counters to this. It's not impossible. Like I said, it's not as tough as Darkhold, but it's a good thing to do on defense. You've got 3 people putting out vulnerables and 2 strikers. That's a good effect. I don't know if Gambit's better as a skirmisher or a raider. I don't know about that. I'm not familiar enough with this team to really make a definitive discussion. I think I'm running Gambit as a raider myself, but I don't really remember why. So a theme says Phantom X at high levels is stupid hard to kill. So probably don't build Phantom X because he's kind of like Groot. You want him to die. So I probably wouldn't put any more work into Phantom X until you're ready to actually push that gear tier 17 for those sagas or whatever we're calling them these days. Yeah, what I can say for this team is that it looks pretty good. I'd like a placement change. There's alternative builds than this. I'm going to go A- on that and move on to the next team, which is Weapon X. Now, the reason I don't like giving out an A for this team is because I really think they're important on offense. So unless your alliance has specifically told you that they want you to put it on defense, I think keep them on offense. I don't like to see this here. However, your placement is very interesting. A lot of people have Omega Red centered with Lady Deathstrike off to the outside. But I kind of like this. I do think you should swap places with Wolverine and Lady Deathstrike. I think even though she's a dodgy character, I find mine dies too often, too easily. And I like to protect her because she's one of the most valuable characters here. She's got turn meter rewind on her opening move. She's important for that. So a lot of teal gear on this team. It's a really big defense. Going to be tough to get through. A lot of people are going to mirror it with the Weapon X cable version of this and come into it. Let's see here. You got Skirmisher, Striker, Skirmisher. Okay, I want to ISO change. I want Sabretooth to be Raider, and I want Wolverine to be Striker. Wolverine's going to double tap. It's going to give him speed up. He'll get to his ultimate that much faster. And Sabretooth has crit built into his kit. He's bouncing around a lot. You're going to get lots of vulnerables on the field with him. The crit damage on him is really nice. Plus, with the bleeds that he's laying out, it's a good thing to do. Not to mention, you've got 3 strikers and only 2 people putting out vulnerables. Now, I know that Silver Samurai retaliates a lot, but it's not enough. So let's switch those ISOs. I'm actually going to give you a B+. I don't like what's going on with this team. I really want to see them on offense and those ISO changes. Team number 8. We got a new Warriors with people who don't have much synergy with him. Okay, Ultron has synergy with villain tech, not just tech. So with T'Challa there, it's not something. T'Challa's throwing out a blind in addition to all the blinds that you're already getting. Like, I'd rather see you replace Ultron with somebody like a Scarlet Witch or a Tony Stark, prolonging those negative effects if those blinds do get out there. But I don't know. Honestly, I think having somebody like a Drax in here, making it a little tougher to get in there, and ability block Cloak or kill Dagger, something like that. It's just, Ultron's not a bad tune for this. It's just there's no real good synergy with him. Like, you know, we used to build villain tech teams with Ultron, stuff like that. So I'm not excited about this, but I'm not going to say that you're doing anything wrong here, other than Ultron as a skirmisher. I don't know. He's only attacking like every other turn, and then it's a single target. So I don't know, maybe. I mean, he is going to steal some positive effects, I think, so maybe there's something to do there. It's okay, I guess. And then T'Challa is a skirmisher. I think you've got enough red stars on T'Challa. You should switch him over to a striker at this point in time. The rest of the ISOs are great. I basically just don't like who you're using. I can live with the ISO choices. I can live with the placement, even though you're giving the offense up to Ultron, which should probably go to Deathpool. Yeah, this team's kind of upsetting me, I guess. I'm going to go with a B+ on this team. I want to see you do something better with the new Warriors. All right, team number 9 is the Doom Mercs, replacing M'Baku with Doom. Now, I have a 7/7 M'Baku, so I don't replace him with anybody. I leave him on the field, but a lot of people are doing this Doom Wakandans. I'm used to seeing Shuri and Killmonger on the Mercs. The build's fine. It's kind of interesting because the Wakandans open up early and then Doom comes in with the time platform a little bit later. So you've got 2 different levels of threats coming in there early and late with that. You've got 2 strikers, 2 raiders, and a healer. This works. Shuri in the middle, soaking up some of that damage. I think maybe swap places with Killmonger and Okoye because Doom might be a target. Yeah, kind of splitting hairs there, but it's all right. I can give you an A for the team. Nothing going on here. Wait a minute. You got Okoye as a striker and Black Panther as a raider. What's going on with that? No, you need Black Panther as a striker and Okoye as a skirmisher to get the triple tap combo off of Black Panther. Remember, when Black Panther attacks and then Okoye assists, if she gets the kill, it still gives the turn meter to Black Panther. It's really powerful. You really got to change that. I'm going to go B- on that team. That's a detrimental ISO change you need to put on there. All right, team number 10 is the Darkhold team. Nothing going on here that is upsetting me. You've got 3 strikers, 2 skirmishers. How it works. The thing is you're getting assists from MLF on the Agatha move, and MLF is a striker. She's got the red stars to support that choice. You could also go skirmisher if you have a smaller MLF, but this is a good way to go. Pretty standard build here. Wong off to the other side with the taunt. Yeah, I like everything that's going on here. It's a pretty basic build, so go for it. It is what it is. I can give you the A for that team. So we have some interesting problems with some of the ISO choices in the earlier team, but I think looking at this Gamma team, I'm going to be very excited to see what happens as this team evolves, as people test out different ISO class builds. When Red Hulk comes out, gives the team that huge focus boost, whether or not we're going to be wanting to keep skirmishers as skirmishers anymore, or switching them to strikers and raiders and all kinds of weird stuff. So it's very interesting. Anyway, if you want your defense featured on Defense Up, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below, because that's not going to get you on the list. But you can find my information about finding my Discord down there, and while you're searching, hit those buttons. Remember, guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I will see you next time. Bye.